Hi, welcome back to Financial Journey. My name's Cal. So today I want to talk about two EV stocks that, in my opinion, are huge buys. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I do think that they are a buy right now. I'm going to do basic kind of overview of the company and do a little bit of chart analysis as well. But before I get into any of that, what I'm going to get you to do, smash the thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already. For those that are new to the channel, I do trending daily videos on large to small cap stocks. So definitely consider subscribing. But other than that, let's get right into it. Okay, also, I just want to mention as well in the description below, there's a link to my Discord. It's a free chat, so definitely join it. It brings like-minded individuals together. We can talk about stocks and various other kind of things within the economy. But that being said, so the first kind of stock I do want to talk about was brought up by another subscriber, so I definitely want to let individuals know that if you do ever want a stock reviewed, leave it in the comments below. I definitely will look at them, kind of see if it is worthwhile and what I do think about the company, and obviously if needed, I'll do a video on it. Okay, so the first one is Electra Mechanica Vehicles Corp. Ticker is SOLO. So I apologize if I said the name wrong, but definitely I do like the company. Currently sitting at $4.32. It has a market cap of close to about 500 mil. So definitely a micro stock, but in general, I do like the company. So as you can see in the description right here, this is what they do. So as a 52-week range of about 13.60 to 94 cents. So definitely very, very volatile. But obviously, in my opinion, this is definitely a very pure EV play. It definitely meets the criteria of being, in my opinion, a very value EV play. So it's been definitely hit a lot more than the rest of the kind of sector, in my opinion, again. But just an overview. So they definitely, they have about 3 different types of vehicles. So the Solo, so as you can see, it kind of looks like a smaller vehicle / motorcycle. On their website, I do suggest taking a look at their website. It actually is very informative, but obviously, as you can see here, here's the specs. Overall, it is pretty good. Based on their last, their annual report, they are expecting in 2021 to have about 20,000 of these kind of out and as far as production wise. So in my opinion, it definitely is very kind of feasible and attainable goal. Okay, so the second vehicle is Tofino. So definitely it is a kind of a more common, probably the more go-to and typical of the EVs. And then finally, it's, as you can see again, here's the specs for Tofino. Again, sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. And third one is E-Roadster. So this one obviously looks, and obviously based on their website, is more for the kind of the high-end individual. It's based on the price point and kind of based on the specs as well. In my opinion, this does seem kind of more high class and kind of a different sector. Kind of reminds me of a similar retirement vehicle, similar kind of what Lucid is trying to attain, although Lucid has obviously a lot more flashier kind of look to it and kind of a new modern age similarity kind of thing. So but at the end of the day, Solo, definitely in my opinion, the ticker Solo, it does have a very good kind of array of products. So in my opinion, I definitely do like this. If anything, I do like the fact that obviously the Biden administration and the rebates will help this company. So I do again think that this is a pure EV play, and I do like this company. Okay, so at the end of March, they issued their 2020 full year report along with their Q4. So I just want to kind of go over that a little bit. I normally don't cover financials when it comes to over-the-counter and various other things like this, but this is actually listed on the NASDAQ. So obviously there is a certain requirement as far as financing that they should meet, and obviously investors should look at. Obviously versus a over-the-counter kind of stock, they are expected and kind of known to lose money. So just going to cover that a little bit and we'll see what they say.
Okay, so quickly going over it. So as you can see, so tail end of March they did it. So it did the full year 2020 and Q4. So I'm just going to quickly go through this. So highlights that they did mention. So they're going to be opening up a facility in Arizona and Mesa. basically 20,000 solos per year. That's what their expectations are, creating 500 new jobs. So I highly suggest as well taking a read through this. At the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence and kind of read through everything. Take it how you see it. So this is just saying that they're expanding their footprint, obviously, as far as sales goes and kind of marketing. So they're saying here as far as the shipment. So one bad thing that a lot of individuals don't like solo is that they have expected their first shipment, and production wise, they've been pushing it back a lot. And so a lot of investors typically aren't liking this. From what I can read, it looks like it was the tail end of 2020 that they were initially starting to launch production. And it does look like it is going to be either the summer or the fall of this year. So it definitely was pushed back a little bit. So obviously it just goes on to kind of say about marketing. So just quickly going through that. So as far as the Q4 Q4 results, so looks like cash was up. So obviously that's always a good thing. Total revenue was down. Looks like they attributed it to kind of a decrease in sales. So that's kind of a worrying aspect. Despite obviously, again, this is kind of how I see this is an early stage EV. So no EV is definitely ever done fairly good in their first couple of years. So again, take all of this lightly. Don't be overly critical on them. So R&D, it looks like that went up, offset by this increase in labor costs. It looks like Q4 had 11 million in operating losses compared to 6.3 the same quarter ago. Net loss was 41 million compared to 6 million. So that is a little bit worrying. So it says that the net loss is attributed to primarily related to increased expenses, which again, it's at the end of the day, it's not too bad. They did obviously have substantial losses, but that's EV. You aren't, these are going to be profitable in years to come. So again, take that with a grain of salt. The full year 2020, so just going over it. So obviously cash was up, obviously in the quarter, so that's kind of to be expected. Total revenue, a slight loss. Again, same kind of thing as a Q4. So decrease in sales. R&D, that's kind of up as well. Operating loss 27 million compared to 20. So it looks like Q4 was the main attributor kind of to the massive loss, the net loss. So net loss 63 million compared to 23. So obviously the other quarter 1, 2, 3 were fairly good in my opinion. Must have been. But again, change in the fair value of the company's warrant derivative liability. So at the end of the day, it's not too bad. To be honest, other EVs had a lot worse than this. And all it takes is a little bit of movement in the right direction for this to massively go up. Okay, so this is a 1-year chart for Solo. So as you can see, as far as indicators, I have the MACD, RSI, slow and fast stochastic, momentum, and DMI. Also the moving averages listed on here as well. So based on looking at this chart, definitely has somewhat good volume. So definitely when looking at a stock, I do like this. In my opinion, the RSI, slow and fast stochastic, definitely are showing very close to near buys. I have the momentum because obviously it couldn't be described as a spec play. So I definitely do have this because it shows true momentum. It has lifted off the bottom, so it is showing a slow upward trend. And the DMI definitely did show a spike right here. So in my opinion, it is indicating that a upward trend is occurring. Same with basically all these are showing similar buys, but obviously with this it factors in the volume and the moving averages as well. So, but in my opinion, it definitely, once it breaks the $5 mark, it's just going to continue to go up. I do like this because compared to other companies in the EV play, it definitely has been hit a lot more. So yeah, again, the reason why I have this on here as a massive buy is I like their production goals. I like they're very attainable, and in my opinion, I do like their products that they do have. I do like kind of the chart and the price. I do see this as a massive buy, in my opinion. Obviously, a lot of the other kind of EV plays didn't have this initial spike. Most EV plays just started to spike around the September, October area around here, whereas this one had the initial spike back in June. Shows that this is a pure play. So again, take everything with that I say as a grain of salt, but in my opinion, I definitely do see this as a massive buy. Short term, definitely, I see it breaking past the moving average and probably around the 650 mark, trying to test that around that range. And even if we add some Fibonacci retracements, even here, move that back. So as you can see here, most likely I don't see it. Obviously, it'll break past all of these, in my opinion, close to the moving average, so around the 668. Sorry about the highlighting there. I know it's kind of annoying on this program, but yeah, in my opinion, I definitely do see this going to short term to around the 668 mark. At that point, definitely it'll have to have some good PR and in order to push it higher than that. But short term, I definitely see that. Obviously, that in general is a 60% return in the short term. So in my opinion, I do see this as a huge value play and an extremely undervalued stock right now.
Let me know in the comments below what you think of Solo, whether you think it's a buy, sell, or whatnot, and let me know what your concerns are with it, or if you really do like it. Okay, so going into the second stock. The second stock is Extreme Vehicle Battery Technologies Corp. So ticker is ACDC, that's on the TSX Venture, and CRYBF on the over-the-counter. So right now it's currently sitting at around 35 cents. It's a very volatile and heavy volume stock for the TSX Venture. Currently has 123 million market cap. So this one's it's a micro stock. But in my opinion, this has definitely been beaten down, and it has a lot more upside potential than anything. So this one definitely is, in my opinion, as you can see in the description. So this one does a variety of things. So obviously they do have a blockchain component, but their kind of battery component patent is huge. Okay, so I have done basic info on ACDC before in the previous video. So definitely consider taking a look at that. But in my opinion, I'm just going to shotgun this. So mid-March, were added to an ETF. So another ETF. So in my opinion, this is definitely brings more awareness and insight to the company. This company is definitely similar like Solo, extremely undervalued. So in my opinion, long-term, again, all EV is long-term plays, such as this. Currently, the BMS market is valued around $11.1 million. So it has grown substantially over the years, but the target is, I believe it's 12.6 billion by 2024. That is a huge markup. Obviously, everyone is aware that EVs are kind of very innovative and the future, basically. So obviously there's a lot of hype around EVs right now, and probably in the foreseeable future, especially what Kathy Wood said, especially about the targets for Tesla. So obviously the dependence on BMS systems is huge. So this is where ACDC can massively make a lot of money. This could easily be a $4, $5, $6 stock by the 2024. So getting in now is one of those things that you just need. Don't worry about the minor fluctuations. You just need to buy, and literally by 2024, you will be extremely happy and at the end of the day, I do these videos to bring awareness to these stocks. In my opinion, I do see this as a undervalued stock. But at the end of the day, I just want you to make money, me make money, everyone happy. And that's how it is, right? That's what the stock market is all about. So what I do see about this company, it has a very bright future. So yeah. Also, just want to bring up as well, in the short term, I do see ACDC definitely benefiting from the DayMac kind of partnership that they have. So in my opinion, definitely do a lot of research on DayMac. It is a growing EV as well that is solely using BMS from ACDC. So again, short term, that's definitely going to benefit it. So you'll probably gain a lot of capital appreciation just on that mere fact, and probably being tied with EV in general, it's going to continue to grow in the short term about that. Again, long term is where you're thinking for EV plays. So I'm just going to throw this up here as well. So it's just a brief comparison between their BMS versus other technology. So is at grand scheme of things, at the end of the day, is very advantageous, their system versus others. So again, in the short term, it's a buy. Long term, it's a massive buy. Right now, it's extremely undervalued compared to other EVs. Again, this one got hit a lot more. The micro stocks and kind of spec plays in general have gotten hit a lot more than typically the revenue producing EV plays. So again, take everything I say with a grain of salt, but in my opinion, I do see this as a massive buy. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of chart analysis on ACDC just to see what the indicators are telling us as far as whether it's a buying opportunity right now. So yeah, let's get right into it.
Okay, so I have the 3-month chart for ACDC. So as you can see, it's bouncing off of the lower moving average. So similar to like Solo, I have the same indicators up, same moving averages. ACDC does have substantially less volume. So obviously that is kind of one factor why it has been so volatile. But that being said, it is bouncing off the moving average. So that is a very good indicator that we've reached the bottom. In my opinion, especially EV has been hit so hard as they have. So other than Solo, MACD is showing it's a little bit oversold. I know I definitely have this kind of micro on here, but RSI is not showing a buying opportunity right now. Slow and fast stochastic is. This is why I like these indicators, because it does show a bottom when all of these are green, as you can see. So the DMI is showing a buying opportunity right now. Momentum, again, it's not as high as I would like, but it is showing kind of off the bottom here. So as far as the overall indicators, it's not showing a full-on buy. Again, this is one of those things as an investor in EV, it's very, very difficult to catch the bottom. But in my opinion, it bouncing off this moving average is a very good indicator that it is at the bottom. And again, a lot of these indicators I do have are very kind of influenced by the volume and the moving average. So as you can tell, the volume's a little bit all over the place, which would skew a lot of these indicators. But so I've kind of went over several different points. Again, they're more so for the long term. So again, these indicators, as far as even though they aren't showing a exact buying opportunity as of right now, I do see that this is a good buying opportunity, especially considering it does look like the market is doing a reversal as far as EV plays and kind of spec plays. So again, take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is, I think that's the third time he's saying it. So, but yeah.
Okay, so let me know in the comments below what you think of the two stocks I covered, whether you think that they're buys or just avoid them in general. Again, if you haven't already, smash the thumbs up, subscribe. Again, I'm trying to kind of continue my trending stocks, and the more subscribers, it definitely shows that I am, obviously the value is there in the videos, and I do appreciate all of the comments and the thumbs up. Again, I do appreciate everyone taking the time to kind of comment in the comments below. But yeah, and again, don't forget to join my Discord. Definitely it's good to start some chats together and bring awareness to some stocks maybe that typically people don't always see or hear about. So again, thanks for listening, and have a good day.